Okay. Oh boy. Well, I believed that. Hello and welcome to Night Chat. Let's get into it, okay? What happened with me, my story is when I was younger, I just wanted to find out why people in the world were starving. Why isn't the food getting delivered around the world? So when I did my investigations, I realized there was a small group of men called the Illuminati, trillionaires that run the world. So I looked deeper into it and deeper into it, and I find out myself that I'm being gang stalked by the government since I'm like a little kid. And I'm thinking this can't be happening here in America, but it was happening to me. Now I live in North Park, I live in San Diego, and the truth is that the San Diego police, along with the military, have been running black ops programs on me since I was a kid. Matter of fact, when I was, I've been living in the same place off and on for almost 30 years, mostly on. And in 1999, 98, when I used to sleep, they used to come inside my place when I was asleep and walk around. Now you tell me if that's legal for the San Diego police and the military, and they can say, oh, he's making this shit up, but I have no reason to make it up. I'm just telling you where the evidence points, where the finger points. I'm being stalked by somebody with a lot of money. I'm not worth anything. I'm a poor person. So this has to be government. And it has to be a beta test. So that's what's going on here, okay? Now, all I've ever done my whole life was try to help people. And I don't have like a lot of money, like I said, but I do, like, you know, if I see someone and I have a dollar or two and someone on the corner, I'll try to buy them bread or some bologna. Now what we need to really see and think about, we know a lot of evidence points to the government doing a bunch of illegal activity in PSYOPs against the American people. The people they're supposed to serve, the people that are giving them the tax money to serve and protect us, they're running in PSYOPs. And a lot of the underground satanic cults lead back to the government. You heard of Ted Gunderson. He was head of the FBI in LA, and in 1979, 1980 he retired, and he went on a special investigation case to investigate a preschool and an underground, some kind of a sacrifice, some kind of a ritual. And Ted Gunderson had this preschool, like these tunnels dug out beneath it. He found the Mickey Mouse plate the kids were talking about. He found the helicopter platforms the kids were talking about, and the trail led him to the Congress. Now tell me that ain't crazy. Ted Gunderson, head of the FBI in LA, you can look this up, and it creeped him out because he had, you know, honors and stuff, and he couldn't believe that this was going on in the American government. Then there was a documentary called Boys Town in 1988. It was going to be aired on PBS, and PBS cut it. They said PBS was threatened by the CIA. If you run this documentary, we're going to shut PBS down. It was about Boys Town, about a bunch of kids that disappeared in early 80s, late 70s, and they showed up as adults, 18, 19 years old, 10 years later, and they said they were kidnapped as children out of their front yards by members of the CIA in a black program. This is what they said. And Boys Town was cut, but it airs on YouTube. You can find it sometimes. It's up, you know, and it's creepy. And that's what's really going on inside the government. There's a satanic cult that rides with it. Now, evidence does point to Roswell, UFO cover-up. They had some bodies, they said, some little tiny bodies. Suddenly, all the sci-fi comes out, all this high-tech, and all this pagan symbolism that dates back to child sacrifice. Then you got the government doing child sacrifice, getting caught over and over and over again. You even got the UN getting caught doing stuff to children. You got Pepsi that's testing fetuses inside their drinks for flavoring. I mean, This is the really, really, really real world. Now the satanic symbols that you see all over the place, like on Monster Drink 666, at CERN 666. CERN is playing with the Hydro Collider and parallel universes, who cause a lot of us in the Mandela effect to travel through different dimensions. I mean, I did not start off here. Where I come from, the buffalo were extinct. I come from a place like a lot of people where there's Sally Fields. Kennedy was assassinated in a car with 4 people. Marilyn Monroe was chubbier. Just a lot of differences. There was Captain Crunch Syria, not capital N Crunch. So you got CERN logo 666. You got all this pagan symbolism everywhere that dates back 6,000 years, right before the flood. Now, right before the flood, visitors from the sky were coming down, crossbreeding with humans, making hybrids. And the hybrids, making hybrids. And the hybrids started eating everybody, killing them, and they started splicing genetically all the plants, all the people, all the animals. So God sent the flood and washed them away. God said, next time this happens, I'm going to come again and I'm going to bring fire. So essentially, the alien crasher at Roswell, they took over the generals, they killed them, they cloned them, and they started going all around the world, meeting with world leaders in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, killing them off, cloning them. And now you got the hybrids running Hollywood, running the music industry. That's why all the symbolism and all the fame and everything matches up together at the same time. And all the satanic undertone of everything. I mean, why would the Beatles give thanks to Crawley, a man who killed little children? You know what I mean? A lot of pop star singers as well give thanks to Crawley. A lot of them. At least 100 of them. That's because he opened up the portals and allowed the great aliens to come through. They've been crossbreeding ever since, and now they're everywhere. And they're being lied to by the fallen angels that they can't be redeemed. That God, creator of everything, is going to punish them, which isn't true. If they turn back the other direction, they would not be punished. Period. Now, the government is about to make a move soon, I believe. They're going to try to crash America before a lot of them have to go to prison. And you also got the investigation now with the feds for that shooting over in Las Vegas. That's something that the guy could have been a patsy. I mean, this stuff is just getting crazy. But what you need to know is, for you, is because there's all this trouble, and get your heart right with Jesus. Follow the 10 Commandments. Turn and go the other direction from any sin you're in. And pray daily to God and just thank Him for being alive. And you'll have blessings, you'll have a special layer of protection, and you'll have eternal life. I believe as a Christian that Christ is coming back really soon now. I believe He'll come back in the next 8 to 10 years. I believe it could be even sooner. But at the latest will be 2028. But these guys, the guys that run the world, are doing more splicing with genetics. That's telling me that God's going to come back within 5 to 10 years. Because they're forcing God to come back. You can't do what you're doing with genetics and expect God to sit back and let you tear up His planet. He won't do that. He never did and never will. So get your heart right with God. And if you're a hybrid, go the other direction and you'll escape judgment. Thanks for watching.